Carlisle.
This broadcast is a presentation of WCXO Sports. WCXO Sports, since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors, presents Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin' Sports is powered by Brett's Wildlife Lodge and Winery in Carlisle. Talkin' Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Nordike Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. McKendree University in Lebanon. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin' Sports, Rip Notmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin' Sports. Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio. Yes, we are back live on Max 96.7 and as well on YouTube at Max 96.7. So check it out. You've got options. Here's what's coming up tonight. We'll talk some high school football with Carlisle Indians coach Chris Berkner, and toward the latter part of the show, we hook up once again. Well, this time with he's hired officially, the new bullpen coach of the St. Louis Cardinals, Hoffman's Brian Everskerr. Plus, as always, on a Monday night, we have the Easy and Travel Little Augie's Pizza Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week. But right now, we head on out for some scores and stuff. It's brought to you by Mideastern Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Carlisle, the hometown source for residential and commercial work. And on that Johnston Jewelers guest line, we forge towards Breeze for Patoka's Matt Kane. Matt, welcome back.
Hey, Rip, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
You're all over the area today and tonight, huh?
Hey, got to try to make a dime, so I'm just going all over the place.
Okay, good luck with that dime. I hope you're coming through with it. Well, let's see what we can cover tonight in the time we have. Why not start with a little Major League? I know you've been really busy, not with, the farming and more. I don't know how much of the World Series you got to see or wanted to see, or maybe you heard more than you saw. I'm not sure, but it was a good series.
Well, I definitely heard more than I saw, but I did watch Game 7, so it wasn't probably as fun as game to watch as some of the other ones, but caught bits and pieces of the first 6 games.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. It was from what it was a good series.
Good series, and the Astros were both teams are young. I mean, the Dodgers they paid off. They have so much money stuck in people that's not even on their team anymore. So both of these teams are young, and Houston's youth won. I mean, Springer and still Altuve and Gurriel and Bregman. They have a lot of really exciting players who hustle hard. They play the game the right way.
A lot of talent. There's a lot of talent on the field. I mean, obviously, when you're in the World Series, you're going to see that. But yeah, it seems like these young kids coming up, man, they just keep getting better and better.
And that signing of Justin Verlander, that was quite a move, and they did it. Smack dab at the deadline too.
Yeah, I believe he only lost 1 game with them, and it was Game 6. Is that correct?
I think that's right. He only fell in 1. He was 9-1, 10-1 since they got him. Something
10-1, I believe.
Yeah, spectacular earned run average.
Yeah.
But Springer was the MVP. I believe didn't he pop for about 5 home runs, and actually the second MVP we talked about this Saturday a little bit was Yu Darvish. He was smoking awful, wasn't he, for the Dodgers?
He was definitely the Astros' second best player, that's for sure.
And now he's still going to command millions upon millions no matter what.
Yeah, and I don't think he was making this excuse. I was hearing some other people talking about how the balls was different for the World Series, that Major League Baseball got a bad batch of balls.
There's been a lot of that going. I mean, all year they said they were, the stitches were different and they were wound too tight, and in effect they were juice. And Darvish, there were complaints from others too about And when the World Series begins, they go with all new baseballs. Everything's stamped and all this junk to save and whatever. And I don't know why they have to go to those extremes.
Yeah, I don't know. Surely they didn't get a bad batch. I don't know if that was true or not. But, I know they do that for the All-Star game and the home run derby and stuff. But surely the ball was the same. Who knows, though?
Oh, yeah, right. And Darvish, also a lot. Well, I heard mainly, who was it? Eduardo Perez. He especially was pounding on the fact, he said Darvish was tipping his pitches. I don't know. You hear that quite a bit. And, I mean, the stuff I never heard it explained so well by anybody before as Eduardo Perez. But afterwards, I thought that sounded real convincing and stuff. And then I also thought to myself, man, if he can pick this up so well, how come he hit about 210 when he played?
Yeah, so I guess it's a little easier from the sidelines.
I suppose so. Where was this when he played where he could have helped himself out?
Yeah.
Hey, he made it, and his dad was a great player. So, but the World Series is packaged away, and I really thought it was a pretty good playoff season period from start to finish. And, of course, the Dodgers, well, they drilled the Cubs, didn't they? 4-1, and then that last one was at 11-1. Man, they packaged them in a hurry with ease.
Yeah, and I know a lot of folks in this area did not like to see that, but
no, not
personally kind of liked it. I'm not an LA Dodgers fan, but hey, I was rooting for them in one series.
Yeah, I'm not much on anything from the East or West Coast generally, but these Dodgers didn't bother me as much as usual because they did have a lot of young faces who quite like the Astros. Man, Bellinger and those guys, Seager. That's another incredible crop of talent there.
There's a lot of players on each team that, as a fan of baseball, that you could root for.
The Cardinals. It's almost, well, it is crazy season because free agency is officially open at 4:00 our time. The Redbirds have released Trevor Rosenthal, who may not be pitching at all next year. And then they gave that qualifying offer to Lance Lynn. I didn't even pay it. You may know what it was, but he's gone, isn't he? And I hate to see that. I think they need him.
Was it $17.4 million?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is great, but I mean, he's going to get more, and he's going to get 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I think he can survive off that, but I'm guessing somebody's going to give him a lot more than that, huh?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the talks about him going to the Cubs. And then the Cardinals will pick up Arrieta. And in that case, why not just keep your guy, the one you're familiar with and you know about, and you see those in effect trades made once in a while.
Are you serious about that? I haven't heard anything on the Arrieta to the Cardinals.
Nah, I mean, there's always that possibility. There's a bigger shot, I believe, of Lynn going to the Cubbies, don't you?
Yeah, oh yeah, I would think so. I mean, I've heard that, but
right.
That's why I was saying I didn't hear nothing on that, and I thought, well, if that's true, I know Arrieta had that 1 great year, 2 great years, but I mean,
yeah,
Lynn's healthy. I don't know if there's much difference, really.
Well, they're each going to make a lot of coin, and it's going to be interesting to see who all comes out and where they all go. I will say that, but the
exciting times.
Yeah. I was kind of, and I'm happy for the Pirates. Actually, they re-upped Andrew McCutchen for about $15 million, so they picked up his option. He's not going away. I was wondering if they're going to, ship him out and get 2 or 3 and start retooling again, but not so fast.
Yeah, I've always kind of rooted for him. He seems like a guy that you could root for.
Yeah, he's a good player, and he got off to a bad start, and he still drilled 28 homers, and drove in 88 runs. So he still came out in pretty fine fashion. The Dodgers have let Ethier go, and I can understand that. Cueto stays with the Giants. Why would he opt out when he's got millions upon millions coming, even after a tough year? And I saw where this Chet out of Miami's the same. Now there's a guy. He pitched, I don't know what he made, 5 starts this year or whatever. They wanted him to leave badly, but he's decided to stay, of course, and collect another, $65 million or so from them.
Well, you know what? I really can't blame the guy.
No. Where do they get these lawyers and attorneys who come up with these contracts? How do they agree to this stuff with some of them?
And these contracts in baseball, they're outrageous. I mean, they're making so much more than, a defensive lineman in football or a hockey player. I don't know what's baseball's. What are they doing to where they can pay these middle relievers these great big contracts?
The middle relievers. Yeah. The Blues, my goodness, they are pocketing a lot of victories. They grabbed another one on Saturday night over Toronto, 6-4, kind of a little shootout there. Saw some of that, but they're doing very well. They're second in the league in points with 23, right behind Tampa Bay and just in front of Los Angeles. Nobody is, I think a lot of people are shocked by their start, and it's always going to get out of the gates in fine fashion.
Hey, if Cleveland can win a basketball championship and Chicago and Houston can win a baseball championship, I'd say it's about St. Louis's turn for a hockey championship.
It is time. I just have to see it to believe it. I'm going to turn a little bit into the show me state person here, but I'm waiting. I
think it's time. St. Louis deserves a Stanley Cup, and there's a good chance they could get it this year.
Well, let's hope so. I would love to see them get back in the finals again and take their chances. And I tell you what, there are a lot of good teams. I know there's a question mark at the start, and we're barely into the campaign, but a question mark even if the Note would make the playoffs. I mean, that conference, the Western Conference especially, that's stacked. The Winnipeg Jets are real good now, and Dallas seems back, and Chicago and Minnesota. I mean, it's not easy.
No, heck, even the Rams are winning a few games.
Oh, my goodness. So, I'm not paying much, but what do you think about college football on the Illini? I mean, you talk about a dumpster fire. Is that going to change under Lovey or what?
You know what, Rip? People ask me my opinion on that. I don't know why anybody care about my opinion anyhow, but I always say if you're a 16, 17-year-old kid and you want to play in the NFL and you're a defensive star, if Lovie Smith comes to your door, you've got to listen. I mean, he's a Super Bowl. I mean, he didn't win the Super Bowl, but he's been to the Super Bowl. He knows how to get kids to the NFL. I would think he's going to turn it around. Yes.
Well, I hope so. I really hope he, and people keep telling me there's a good class of freshmen and sophomores, and
I think the other day, the defense, I believe they had 7 freshmen on the field at one time.
Really? They played Wisconsin pretty tough. I don't know if
they did. That was like a win. It was a 27-point underdog, and that score was 24-10 or 24-14.
Purdue actually knocked them off by more than that, by 19. But Illinois 0-6 and 2-7. Things really went far south in Florida, huh, Matt? My goodness. I mean, I know McElwain got fired and Shannon, but I guess there were 2 ways for Florida to go. The Gators be really mad and play very well this past Saturday, or just we don't even care anymore. And evidently they took option number 2 because the Missouri Tigers shellacked them 45-16.
I was gonna say, when you get beat by Mizzou that bad, you know something's wrong.
Oh, Tigers!
I wish Illinois could have played Mizzou this year.
Well, they ought to play each other anyway, don't you think?
I've been a few years back. Oh, this was probably 10 years ago. We was there at the Dome.
Yes.
It was a 7:00 ESPN game, and we was there, 9:00 in the morning. It was literally one of the greatest days of my life. It was so much fun. The atmosphere, and then walking into the stadium. Why they quit doing that, I have no idea.
I don't either. I don't get it. I wasn't over for that, but I watched it, I remember, and that was just a big deal. That was the topic of the week and the weekend, and why they cancel that out. And this was the game of the weekend, that Oklahoma over OK State, 62-52. It's the Bedlam game, and it was Bedlam.
Yeah. I think they scored on damn near every possession.
I know. Arena football at its best.
Yeah.
And we're getting closer. The next college football playoff, the rankings will be out tomorrow night. I'm really getting into that, Matt. I love it. We'll see if I don't guess there'll be a change this time. The top 4 probably stand pat.
Well, yeah, I believe they all won. Did they all played, correct, too, right?
Yeah, Clemson played, right? They played some. Yeah, they won. Yeah, they won over number 20 North Carolina State. So everybody
played, everybody won. So
everybody
nothing should change.
Yeah, and Ohio was trounced by Iowa. Ohio State was 55-24. I was watching that in a watering hole, and I don't really dislike Ohio State, although sometimes Urban gets under by. But I was really piling on. I was rooting for Iowa. I thought it was pretty cool watching that.
Yes, I was too. Was that a letdown game after the week before, or what did happen there?
But the Buckeyes aren't that kind of a team. I mean, they got to win every time, and I don't get it either. It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't think nobody did.
Nope. It's gonna be a rough week of practice in Columbus.
Yeah.
I'm not watching. I've benched the NFL, Matt. It sounds like, and that's fine. You're still watching it, I do believe. I get that.
Well, you know, I don't watch it for 10 hours a day on Sundays like I used to. But a lot of that has to do with I have a 5-year-old at home too. So, but I do flip on the TV and I try to watch a little bit.
But that was me, Matt, for years, and it slowed down last year some already. But I would turn it on. I would miss the ESPN thing, but from 11 o'clock on, I was geared in, focused, and usually through the night if it was looked to be a decent matchup. But
and then you got to do it the next night on Monday night. But no, I've definitely slowed down on my watching.
I haven't watched any. Well, by accident, highlights. I pay attention to what's going on, but I am not watching because of everything. Not only the anthem that tops it off, but everything's in court all the time. It's all.
Well, the NFL used to be. I mean,
plus the games, the teams are rotten. They're awful.
Oh, I know it. Especially, and I don't know if they've got so many night games now. There ain't been a good Thursday night game in 2 years, and
that was another mistake they made. It is oversaturated, and you can't expect those guys. If I were a player, that's what I would be griping about. You can't do that. I mean, you can't be playing all the time and that quickly, and it doesn't work. Your bodies cannot handle that. And they want to add 2 more games, and they still probably want to.
I would say so. It's all about the money in that league, and I'm sure they will eventually.
How'd you do in golf this summer, Matt?
We didn't play quite as much as I'd like to, just because, like I said, I do have a 5-year-old at home now, and I got to play in a few tournaments, and we had more fun than the golf game was good. How about that?
That's all right. I'll buy that. But did you play with Ray Albert? Were you partners or on a team at Colonial?
Ray Baby played on Wednesday nights, and I tell you what, if you can't have fun with Ray Albert, you can't have fun at all.
You are exactly right. You got a serious problem if you can't have fun with Ray Baby, especially on a golf course or in a place that serves up a cocktail or 2.
Yeah, he's fun either way.
In fact, sometimes if you're with Ray, you need a cocktail or 2.
That's true. You can always tell a joke too.
That's enough on the golf, but Gunrunner, I just saw the highlights. I love that Breeders' Cup and all that, but Gunrunner made a cool $6 million for his boss at Del Mar in San Diego. I've been out there. You talk about a beautiful place, Del Mar in San Diego. Unbelievable.
About like everything else in San Diego then, huh?
That's true, too.
I've never been to the city, but I've heard about it. Another guest you have, Mouse Garrett, he told me that it's a very beautiful city.
Good. And Mouse is going in. What is this? Is it the Australia Sports Hall of Fame this year? Yeah.
He is, yes. Yeah. And in December, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic.
One more Hall of Fame for him, like he ain't got enough of them already.
Yeah, I know. Pass the stuff around, will you, Mouse?
Yeah, but when you have a career like he did, I guess you get in all the Hall of Fames you can get into. So.
He was tremendous and a good guy to boot. So, Marty and Mouse. So, all right. Hey, Matt, thanks for your time this evening. We'll catch up with you later. Say hello to the gang out east.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Rip, for having me.
That's Matt Kano, Scores and Stuff. All that was brought to you by Mideastern Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Carlisle, the hometown source for residential and commercial work. Just over the bridge, Chris Berkner and Brian Everskirt and the Athlete of the Week.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
Nordyke Funeral Home is thinking about your future and offers secure, pre-planned funeral arrangements, relieving the emotional burden for those you love, allowing you to express your own wishes, and assures peace of mind with financial concerns when your family needs it the most. Nordyke Funeral Home has 5 locations in Albers, Aveston, Breeze, New Baden, and now Carlisle. Visit NordikeFuneralHome.com or call 588-3533. Striving to earn your family's confidence and trust, Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Hey, hello again, everybody. Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio for your Monday. The best part of your day is tonight on a Monday. Let's go to the Johnson Jewelers guest line. We hope anyway. Let's hook up with Carlisle Indians football coach Chris Berkner. Chris, welcome back.
Hey, Rip.
Of course, we'd love to be talking about another 2A playoff victory. The season did come to a halt though Saturday against another good team, the Westville Tigers here in Carlisle.
Yeah, Westville was a very, very good team. So, no shame in losing to them, but, we would have liked to have come out on top.
Most definitely. The Tigers won it 46-28. You were in the running, though, for a good portion of the contest, even as far back in the second quarter. Let's see, you're up 14-7 early in the second, were you?
Yeah, I don't know exactly when we were, but then we were only down by 1 point right there late in the half, and we kind of had the wheels fall off a little bit there at the end of the half. I made a bad call on trying to go for a punt fake, and that gave them enough field position to at least take a shot. And when they did take a shot, we missed some tackles and gave up a touchdown. So we should have only been up or down by 1 at the half and getting the ball back. So we'd have been a lot better situation if that didn't happen.
Well, yeah, let's set the stage a little bit. You're within 1 at 21-20. Was that it?
Then it was 21-20 at that time, and we were about midfield.
Yeah, right around midfield. You gambled a little bit with the fake punt, so it does.
Yeah,
hey.
It looked like it was open, and so
Sure.
I called it, and I liked the call, but then we jumped off sides, and I thought it was still open, and it was a bad call by me, and should have punted it. Couldn't, just looking back on it, hindsight's always 20/20. But if we punt it there, and even if we get it down to about the 30 or so, even a poor punt at the 30-yard line, now that gives them 70 yards to go instead of 46 yards to go, and that's more than what they maybe would have wanted to do in 15 seconds. So
they could make up.
It is what it is.
Yeah, they
can't do anything about it now.
They did chew up some yardage in a hurry at times, though, and so I guess it was a 27-20 lead for them at the halftime break. The big turn, though, that Westville just bolted out for a couple of touchdowns in that third quarter. Went up 40-20 at one stage.
Yeah, they just ran it on us, and we just couldn't stop them. They got some really, really tough runners, and we didn't have a real answer for them.
You're not kidding about that either. They had a couple of two real studs out of that backfield.
Yeah, number 1 and number 12.
Number 12 really sticks in my mind and in my crawl. He was very good.
He was a little shorter, but he was definitely stockier as far as his build. And then number 1, man, he was mean. We didn't have an answer for him, really. This kid was a real deal. So he was out there ready to run over people, not around them.
I can't remember which was which anymore. I believe Nicholas was number 12, I think.
No, Cameron Nichols was number one.
Okay, so it was the other way around. Well, he had 175. Taylor had a little hyphen there. Mirage Taylor whatever was over 100 too. The QB did a nice job, and
Right.
so they were pretty loaded back there as you are and stuff. But yeah, they bolted out. They got to 40 to 20. But to your credit, the team's credit, you didn't let up even when you fell behind by quite a few, and you hung in there and. There was a slither of hope or so.
Yeah, we challenged them. We just said, hey, how do you want your season to end? If you want it to go down fighting, or you just want to lay down. And so, kids responded and did a pretty good job. Put a drive together and scored on them and showed them that we're not here just to lay down and fought back and had a really decent, probably our best drive of the game on that, because the other two of the other three scores were short yardage on their punts. Inside the probably 30-yard line, their punts were, and for us going in, and then the other one was a big play to Nick Becker. So
that was beautiful.
Yeah. So that was probably our best drive of the day was that one in the third or fourth quarter, whenever that was.
But you had your moments, definitely. You counted with some production of your own with the passing game, and to Becker and Seaver from Alex Hills, and talk about Landon Smith's afternoon too.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler, I think I haven't really gone over the stats. I've kind of, after we lost, I was just I wanted to take a break for a little bit. I'll be going over the stats in the game here in the next day or two and going over that. But my preliminary indications that Tyler had about 5, 6, 7 catches, something like that, for I don't even know how many yards, 40, 50, and Nick had I think 3 catches for just under 100, and then Landon, he had about an 80-yard day, 70, 80-yard day, something like that. I mean, kid never quits, and so I'm looking forward to, unfortunately not going to have Tyler, Nick, and Alex back as far as the offensive production is concerned, but we're going to have Caleb and pretty much, I guess, all the other skill guys. Well, and Benji Bonberg is going to be gone too, but a lot of the other guys are juniors, so definitely Landon Smith, we're looking to see some good things out of him next year as well.
Well, they played hard for the full 48, and they weren't playing to lose. They were playing to come back and playing to win again. They were wanting to march on in 2A play, and I know you and the coaching staff had them prepped too. They were ready to go, as were those fans, I might say, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, we had a great turnout. We had our field looked amazing. The Taylors worked really, really great. They worked all week on that. Dustin Taylor especially worked really well on getting that together, along with the rest of his family and getting that put together. And Darren Smith, our AD, did a really good job of just trying to coordinate everything. And then the fans that showed up, we had some tailgaters early, and we ate lunch at the cafeteria, and then we walked over through it all, and that's kind of neat. Just give those kids that kind of experience is just really neat. You don't get to do that every year, and I don't know. There's just something special about football in the fall, and on a Saturday afternoon is just a really cool feeling to get these kids to be a part of, and then also just seeing all the fans and community support that was out there for us. It was really cool.
And of course, in Westville, I tell you, they brought a boatload over too. And I talked. This was a rather small sample, but four or five people from that community, and they were great, and that was at halftime, and they were giving a lot of credit to the Indians. They said this is the best game we've had all year. We've got our hands full.
Yeah, we definitely played a pretty good game as far as us, but yeah, Westville they came down to play for sure, and it was a tough matchup. I mean, I can see why they're now 11-0.
One other thing, the band did a marvelous job with the anthem. All that went off without a hitch too, and the flags that Westville brought in. It was all done up right, just the way it should be.
Yeah, it was just a great atmosphere for a day of football for sure. Can't complain about any of it except for obviously the end
outcome. Yeah.
I've had a lot of people congratulate me on my season and on our season and the job that we did as a team. And it's kind of, again, it's maybe a little bit early to swallow, but I know looking back on it, we're gonna say that we did our program's in the right direction. We tied the amount of wins this year as we did the previous 2 years combined, and got a chance to get these kids to taste what it's like to be successful after you've really worked hard for it and know that your hard work's going to pay off.
Anytime you capture playoff mode, that's a good thing. And it had been a little while. You did end up at 7-4. You were 3-3 in the always very good Cahokia Conference. And as we talked to Westland coach Rick Johns last week about too, that league is that was another good prep point. That helped get you ready for this second season too.
Yeah, we definitely looked at a team like Westville coming in, seeing them on film, seeing their athleticism reminded us a lot of how Columbia is usually year in and year out. It just seemed like they got those athletes, and then obviously Westland this year was top notch as far as the athletes were concerned. Breeze obviously did a good job. They ran into some rough patches down towards the end of the season, but they're going to bounce back. I fully believe Coach Short will have them ready to go, and then obviously Redbud. Like I think you and I were talking how that win down there in Redbud ended up looking bigger and bigger and better and better as the year went on. So
it did. It more than factored in, didn't it? But as you noted earlier, Chris, and now of course it's turnover time. These seniors bid farewell, and you're losing some very good athletes. It is of good note that you have some key returners though too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's hard to say goodbye to some of these guys as far as being your players on your team, but I told them I love them all, and that they're more than welcome to come back and visit us, and they're always going to be part of our Indian family, and then just turning the page and saying, I was telling some of the juniors, I'm like, all right, now it's your time to take the reins and lead this team into maybe another berth in the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I saw some of that Saturday afternoon too on our sidelines. Some former players, and of course some people that hadn't been there. That's fine, man. Show up for this. That's great. Even some people from Wash County helping in with the cheering and so forth. So all of that was good. And you're going to have more than a few make that all-league team, won't you?
Yeah, we I don't know when the cat's going to be out of the bag, but we're very pleased with how we turned out with the conference.
Right, we'll be looking for that. So it'll probably be announced pretty soon now that it's all wrapped up as far as that goes. So before you know it, you'll be into off-season and conditioning with those who aren't playing basketball and wrestling and things like that.
Yeah, I told them today. Well, we collected equipment today, and I told them that if they're playing basketball or they're wrestling, good luck to them. If they're not, look for us to get back together in January and start the ball rolling again for next year. It's just it's tough because it's we spend so much time together, and absence makes the heart grow fonder. So being another 2 weeks into this season, it might keep some of those kids those time away from us short, but that is what it is. I guess that's the playoff football.
And one more thing, will this successful season like this, sometimes that it helps out in 18 and 19, as far as other kids thinking about coming into the program, flipping it the positive way and showing up and going out. Hopefully that's the case here.
Yeah, I would hope so. I think so. I mean, usually you get a couple guys out that are like, hey, these guys are pretty successful. I want to be a part of that. So, hopefully we get some of those kids out that maybe have played in the past that decided they maybe wasn't for them. Maybe they look back and hopefully maybe regret the decision and just want to be a part of the team and contribute in any way they can. That would be great.
Love to see that happen. All right, Chris. Well, thanks for coming on all season again, and congratulations on a very good year. You were widely supported from the county there. You were the last team standing, and that's kind of cool too. And hopefully it'll be a great 2018. We'll talk to you in the fall.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Call me anytime.
You got it, Chris. Chris Berkner of the Carlisle Football Indians, also Saturday with area teams. Vandalia defeated the Greenville Comets 27-14. That'd be a nice little tangle up there in Vandalia. And Highland, they're 11-0. No surprise. They pasted Effingham, a team that only lost one game, but they throttled them 57-14. They score 50, 55, 60 every game. They're good. Those dogs are good. All righty. That's Chris. He's put away. Matt's put away. But still to come, Gertie, Brian Everskirt of the St. Louis Cardinals will hop back with the Athlete of the Week before that.
Companies are hiring again. That's good news. Bad news, you don't have the skills they're looking for. Kaskaskia College can fix that. KC's welding technology program can set you up with the skills industries are looking for. More good news, classes are available at KC's Trenton Center or Crisp Technology Center. Call Sean Morris at 545-3406. The demand is there, the pay is there. Where are you? Kaskaskia College, your future starts here.
When's the last time you had your eyes checked? Schedule an eye exam today at Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center. I'm Dr. Claire Thorpe-Klinsky, and if it's been more than a year, you might need a new prescription. If you use a computer regularly or are suffering from allergies, those both can be causes of eye strain or fatigue. Schedule a complete eye health exam today to find out if your eyes are healthy. We may be able to detect glaucoma and other eye diseases early. At Breeze Family Vision and Lebanon Optometric Center, we examine more than just your vision.
When you put money in our bank, you started a chain reaction. We made an auto loan. A local car dealer sold a car salesman got a commission. His wife bought groceries. The checker at the supermarket got a paycheck. You made that happen. Thanks. The First National Bank in Carlisle. A better way to bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at 1nbcarlisle.com.
At Country Financial, we're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through town. We're part of your community and help support the programs that make our neighborhoods thrive. We take the time to get to know our customers. We know that every situation is unique, and our goal is to understand yours so we can help you be confident about your financial security and your future. Call your local Country Financial rep, Keith Wilkin, at 526-1179 or Teresa Richards at 526-1100 today.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great, and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everyone, or welcome for the first time tonight. This is Rip in the Birdwatch and Health Mart studio on Max 96.7 and on YouTube. We're live there too at Max 96.7. Check it out wherever and whenever, however, man. We'll be on delay later also at riptalkingsports.com. The choices are, well, there are a lot of them, okay? Just take us in somewhere at some time, preferably live. The time is 6:37. That time drop is brought to you by Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms. Off we rush for the athlete of the week.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met.
The Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Easy In Travel and Breeze. Escape to paradise with Easy In Travel and Breeze. Call 526-2201 and by Little Augie's Pizza in Breeze. The choice for pizza, pasta, and more. Call 526-7040.
Melanie, one of those good Carlisle football parents. All right, here we roll. Western Warriors Harrier Justin Mumford, the freshman. Wow, the freshman runner collected a sixth-place finish in the Class 1A state cross-country meet at Detweiler Park in Peoria Saturday with a pretty magnificent time of 15:06. By the way, Luke Gable from Mater Dei was ninth at 15:09. So congrats to Justin Mumford of the Westland Warriors. He'll receive a $10 gift certificate to Little Augie's Pizza in Breeze. He's going to like it, and kudos to all of the above, and also to the entire lot of area teams who earned state nods, the individuals as well. That's a tough sport. Way to go, Justin. We'll come on back. Stay with us a bit later. He's on the ropes here. Brian Everskirt, stay tuned on Talking Sports.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Draghi, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I treat a lot of patients who have not been to the dentist in 10 to 20 years. Most had a bad experience as a child. Others are embarrassed to go or are concerned the dentist will scold them. We know these feelings are real and believe in listening to your problems and concerns. I will do all of this without putting you down or making you feel guilty. My team and I want to make a difference in the way you feel about dentistry. Please call me, Dr. Tim Draghi, at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment, or look at our website at breezedentalcare.com, where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
New in 2017, Dr. Draghi and Dr. Santel are in-network providers with many insurance companies. New patients are welcome and most emergencies seen immediately. If you are looking for a happy dental home and would like to talk to the insurance coordinator about your insurance options, Breeze Dental Care would be glad to help. Call 526-2020. Southern Bus and Mobility is your Brawnability dealer in Breeze. Brawnability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Brawnability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50.
Welcome to our music warehouse. Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs. Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio for a Monday night. We heard from Matt Kane and Stores and Stuff. He came to you on, well, courtesy of Mid-Eastern Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Carlisle, the hometown source for residential and commercial work. We've also listen to Chris Berkner, the coach of the Carlisle Football Indians. They had a successful season indeed, and, well, he's warming up in the bullpen right now, one of the newest Cardinals coaches in Brian Everskirt. Tomorrow, it's Brett's Wildlife poll time, Talking Sports poll time on my Facebook site at 4:30. Dig in, check it out. We'll see what the question will be. We've had some fantastic responses and just in the A, B, C, D, the choices or views, responses, sometimes rather colorful. They're all good. Bring them on. We love it. That's the Brett's Wildlife Talking Sports poll. It will be up for the first time tomorrow at 4:30, and we usually ride with it till about Friday morning. Saturdays, nope, I'm ahead of myself. Wednesday's guest list. That's all knotted up. From the Carlisle Union Banner, the scribe, Matt Wilson. For one thing, we'll kind of put the wraps in the fall sports season, high school-wise, around here. We'll also do scores and stuff with me. And then from McKendree, the Bearcats, the volleyball team, the women's team. You talk about a great, wow, what a great bunch. They are unbelievable. Coach Nikki Sandlin will be with us. Off we go for Brian Everskirt after this timeout. If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
If you love quality handcrafted wines, visit 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. You'll enjoy the fruit flavors of their wines while relaxing in a beautiful country setting with family and friends. The Reserve Wine List humbly wears the label of the grapes grown in the family-owned vineyard. 12 Oaks Vineyard is open for tastings from 1 until 6 every Saturday and Sunday, or by appointment at 594-7459. 12 Oaks Vineyard at 18975 Vogel Road, just 3 miles south of Carlisle, and at 12oaksvineyard.com.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let me, State Farm agent Steve Klosterman, help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with the Klosterman Agency handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too, because adding State Farm policies can earn you discounts and actually help you get ahead. Call or email me, State Farm agent Steve Klosterman, and get to a better state with State Farm.
Get unhungry for only $5 at your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's. Dig into the $5 All-Star Meal with 4 different meals to choose from, like the Charbroil Double Cheeseburger and Jumbo Hot Dog, with natural cut fries, a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie, and a 20-ounce drink. Pick a $5 All-Star Meal today from your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's, plus the entire Red Burrito menu. Get unhungry at your Breeze and Carlisle Hardee's.
We tell you our music library contains an embarrassment of riches. Except nothing embarrasses us. Playing everything.
This is Max 96.7.
We are skating in just on time. Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio. Let's rush to the Johnson Jewelers guest line all the way to Hoffman for St. Louis Cardinals bullpen coach Brian Eversgerd. Gertie, welcome back.
Hi, Rip. Good evening.
Good to have you aboard. The last time we had you on the air was about 4+ weeks ago, Saturday, October 7th. So if somebody wants to file back to that and check it out, you can do so at riptalkinsport.com. At that particular date, Gertie, you were the Memphis Redbirds pitching coach, but my, how things have changed. Man, and for the better even yet. Welcome back to the big leagues. Welcome back to our hometown Cardinals.
Well, I sure appreciate it, Rip. It's, as you can imagine, I'm ecstatic about it. I'm really looking forward to being back in the big leagues, obviously, and it's great to be a Cardinal again.
Doesn't get any better. Yeah, I doubt that smile has left your face since that. And I do, you do. Everybody realizes the largest chip was the Cardinals pitching coach job. But I'm, as you can tell there, the feeling is you're feeling quite pleased with that pen coach tag, and why not? That's a tremendous opportunity. Another good step.
Yeah, absolutely. And typically I think guys go from the from the bullpen. Rarely do they go from the minor leagues to to the big league pitching coach. It's a job that it takes some getting used to, and I think it'll be a good transition. May in the future get a chance to be the pitching coach, but the bullpen coach is going to be incredible, and I really look forward to it. I love the bullpen. I spent a lot of years there, so
yeah, you're familiar with those grounds, but you did interview for both positions. You might have even said that on the day we had you on that Saturday morning. I can't remember, but you weren't going to turn down either one, of course. But they did ask you, right? Which job are you applying for?
Yeah, absolutely. And I told them I was interested in both of them. And, they were. So that's great. So we had a really good conversation during the interviews, and it obviously went okay, I guess. So
yes,
my first interview ever. So
is that right?
So 48 years old, and I had my first interview. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Gives me hope I might get one sometime too. I don't know. So how'd that process all unfold, though, from the moment they called you on the phone? And how long was it before you shuffled into St. Louis? And who'd you talk with? Pretty much everybody, and not all at once.
Yeah, I talked to Matheny and then Mike Gersh together, and then I talked to Mo by himself after that. So I was there for quite a little while one morning. So, but I guess I was comfortable because I know the guys. It would be tough to go into an interview and really not know who you're talking to. But I was fortunate enough to have a relationship, working relationship with all three of them, and it made it a lot easier, I'm sure.
I guess they tried to trip you up, though, right? They had you talk to one group and then just to Mo, and they wanted to make sure you had your story straight all along, huh? Wait a minute, you told them. Hey, whatever you said worked out. It did take a while to wrap everything up, though, right, Brian? And that was mainly due to the pitching coaches. Man, they were getting dropped left and right in Chicago and Tampa and D.C., Detroit, San Francisco.
And they, they wanted to, make a good choice, and I think they have. I've talked to Mike Maddox already, and we had a good conversation, and we talked about the spring training we spent together in '96 in Fort Myers with Boston. And,
okay.
And so it was pretty neat. So seems like I think he's going to be, incredible to work with. So it's and obviously he's got a lot of experience at the big league level, which is great, and I think we can learn things from each other. So
I read a few things and heard from a couple of players from the 90s and so whenever that period of time was, if they were teammates of his, and they said Maddox would really help out.
Yeah.
So he was a big boost to the pitchers even when he was playing.
Yeah. Yep.
But the landscape did change when everybody started getting canned. Man, the pitching coaches, Gertie, they were dropping like flies, as you know. I don't remember being like that for a while.
Yeah, they were. I don't know. So it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things, I guess.
It's all good.
You really have to make a change. So
it's all good, and you've ended up in the Redbirds bullpen corner. Maddox is the pitching coach, and you two replace. Well, we noted that a month ago. You replaced Lilliquist and Ilesley, and you know them. They're great friends of yours, but stuff moves on.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, I got a nice text from Blaze Isley after I got the job. So I was pretty classy, I thought. So
that is.
So good guy. Good guy.
That is real good. But you're going to have a good relationship with this crew too. I trust you and Maddox and Matheny. You'll kind of band together in good fashion, especially over the early days of spring training.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said earlier, I really look forward to it, and I really look forward to, spending a season with Matheny. I've played with him, and I've obviously been in spring training with him for several years, and we never, got to spend a whole summer together. So, we're both looking forward to it. I had a nice conversation with him after I got the job, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be, a good challenge, and we're gonna work really hard and try to win some games.
What kind of number are you going to get? And are you going to get your own locker back?
I don't know. No, my old locker was at the stadium they tore down.
Yeah, you know what? You were pretty close by to a locker that had the name tag of Rip on it, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Rip Rowan.
Rip Rowan, yes.
Yeah. The clubhouse guy, absolutely.
He was my favorite, actually, Gertie.
Yeah,
but you and Matheny, tell us again, how much did you talk with him over the course of, say, this season, since you were the AAA pitching coach and so forth? I know you had to, reports shuffling back and forth.
We would talk occasionally, not a whole lot, not really a whole lot. I would talk to the pitching guys obviously more, but no, like I said, it'll be great. And I really look forward to it, and I'm excited to get back to that level. Like I've said before, when you're a player, you want to play in the big leagues. When you're a coach, you want to coach in the big leagues. And it's really the best baseball, obviously, in the world, and it's a lot of fun and a great challenge to be a part of it. So.
You are about to turn 2. That is super. Now, what everyone knows what the pitching coach's duties are. I mean, that's pretty much laid out in the wide open. What about in the bullpen? What are some of those? What's all of that gonna entail, Gertie?
Well, obviously it'll be, besides just the end game stuff, as far as giving guys a little heads up before they go into the game, who's up and things like that, and having them ready for certain hitters and all that. There'll be, I'm sure, a lot of stuff earlier in the day as far as some TrackMan things that we're going to start to incorporate, and it's going to be, there's going to be obviously a lot to do. So, and it's not just this. Put it this way, it's not just answering the phone for 3 hours during the game.
Oh, no, otherwise they would have hired me then, because I'm good at that.
There's a lot more to it than that, and I'm really excited about it. And, like I say, it'll obviously be a challenge, but it's one that I welcome and I really look forward to. So,
something I really look forward to, Gertie, are the home games. When I get those
Is
seats,
that right?
in the right field bleachers, I'll be in the bleachers there, and I'll toss you a beer every 3 or 4 innings.
All right.
And the bill. They're $8 or $9 or $10 a pop. So, in fact, I'll throw that down first, then you can accept or deny.
Okay.
How often do you think now before spring training? When are you going to go down? Will you go a little earlier yet? The very end of January? First?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when we're going to do it. We are going to meet as a staff in early December.
Okay.
And go over some things and obviously get everybody, on the same page as far as what we will what spring training looks like and things like that. So, and obviously probably, just hash out exactly what what everybody's job entails and get everybody on the same page. So
I thought you'd have to have
I'm
a
excited, so.
little gathering at least once or so. And I understand this gathering, this is pretty cool. The second headquarters for the Cardinals is now in Hoffman. So that's super. That's great.
So, there you go.
Give me a call when they show up, okay?
Okay.
I'll bring the hammer. I'll call the meeting to order because this will be good stuff. But this whole thing, Brian, this is just going to be unbelievable. I mean, you're familiar with all of these guys, and you're re-upped again with your buddy. You broke in about the same time with him, right? In 1994 with John Mabry. Yep. Back with Mabes again. So, really looking forward to this staff. It's a good bunch of guys, and I've known most of them for a long time, and some of them just from spring training. All the spring trainings, the other ones we've played with, and obviously Schulte's there, and right.
I was with him. As his pitching coach for a couple of years, and it's going to be great. Willie McGee.
Yes, your golf partner.
So Willie, he's obviously one of the most beloved players that ever play in St. Louis is Willie McGee, and he's just a super guy. And we've got to spend a little time together. He's done some roving stuff for us the last few years, and everyone just loves when he comes into town. Just a super guy. So that'll be great. So
that will even ease the transition more. Plus, almost every one of these hurlers, you had a great deal of them. Probably almost except from Wainwright or one or two new guys that came over like Nicasio if he stays or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly. That's I'll be comfortable with most all the guys, obviously, unless someone new comes. But we've either had them just in spring training, or the ones that are farm raised or Cardinals. I've had all them, obviously. So
Carlos and Alex Reyes, he's going to rebound. Tyler Lyons, Waka, Weaver, Flaherty, a couple of the newbies there. 15, you have more than earned this, Brian, of course, and 15, I think about 15 years, hasn't it, as a minor league coach? 14, 15, it's been a lot.
Yeah, 15 as a minor league coach, yes, sir.
I tell you what, a few of us caught you at many of your stops as a player and as a coach, from Springfield, Illinois to Little Rock AA, Memphis, and as a coach at Memphis finally, and Quad Cities and Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, we went around for the ride.
That's why I talk like this, I'm like the hybrid redneck talker now. So all the years I've spent in Oklahoma, Tennessee, all these.
I know you do.
These southern states, so that's the reason I talk the way I do. That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah,
anyway.
you are. You are. You're well versed. I thought I picked up a little different twangs there now and then, but your debut with the Redbirds as a lefty reliever in 1994. I remember going, I don't know how many nights I went over to catch your debut, and it all paid off. You had a nice stint with the Redbirds, another stop or two, and that was an enormous thrill. And I can't imagine, man, when that, especially I forgot now if the Redbirds open at home or not, but when they opened there in 2018 and you jumped into one of those convertibles for that parade around the ballpark, wow, what a moment.
Yeah, it's really going to be neat to be able to go to Bush's and call that work. So it's going to be neat. So.
One of the few that can commute to work from home too. So Lisa, your wife, your kids, Kristen and Jacob, all of your family. I know they're really, really proud, as is everybody is from Hoffman and KC and Carlisle High, the whole area, man. If you'd ever get your butt on Facebook, you'd see, my goodness, when I post something about you, the likes and the comments are enormous.
I appreciate it, Rip, but I don't know. That social media stuff scares me. It really does.
Yeah, it's starting to scare me,
my
too.
daughter does enough of it for everybody, I think. So.
Yes, she makes an appearance or so. She backs her dad, so that's yeah, she's on there some, and that's all great. But all right, Gertie. Well, we didn't want to keep you a whole hour again, but we always look forward to you coming over and so forth. We just wanted to get with you a little bit this evening, and of course, I held you over longer than I said because that's kind of the way I work. I lied to you, Gertie.
That's not a problem, Rip. Okay. Not a problem at all.
Well, thanks a bunch. We'll catch up with you in the spring sometime, maybe before you go down, definitely around the opening of the season, who knows, throughout, and we'll go from there. But welcome back to the show again, Brian. Nobody deserves it more than you, so congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Rip. I sure appreciate it, Rip. Have a great night, buddy.
We'll see you. Brian Everskirt, man, his fan base is strong, thanks to him and also to Chris Berkner and Matt Kane. Wednesday night, it's Matt Wilson from the Union Banner and Nikki Sandlin from the McHenry volleyball team. She's the head coach there. Finally, simple as it can be, God bless Texas. Wow. We'll see you Wednesday between 6 and 7 on Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Brett's Wildlife Lodge and Winery in Carlisle. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Nordike Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. McKendree University in Lebanon. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This broadcast was a presentation of